Welcome back to RFCoins, the ultimate place where tiny coins tell big stories and where your pocket change could turn into pure treasure. Today, we've got something mind-blowing, the legendary 1983 D. Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, a simple-looking 1-cent coin that could be hiding in your jar of change might actually be worth a fortune. Imagine finding a coin that's worth not just a few dollars, not just hundreds, but over $500,000. Stick with me till the end because you'll learn what makes the 1983 D penny so valuable, how to spot the rare one, and why collectors are going crazy over it. You do not want to miss this. Let's travel back to 1983. Ronald Reagan was president, Michael Jackson's Thriller was topping the charts, and the US Mint was making some major changes in coinage. Just 1 year earlier, in 1982, the US Mint had officially changed the composition of the penny. For decades, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But with copper prices rising, making pennies became too expensive. So in mid-1982, the US Mint switched the penny to a zinc core with a thin copper plating, much cheaper to produce. This means some 1982 pennies are copper, and some are zinc, and collectors love searching for both. By 1983, all pennies were officially being made with the new zinc composition. So, what makes the 1983 D. Lincoln cent so special? Let's find out. Here's where things get interesting. The 1983 D. Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, as shown by the small D mint mark right under the date. Now, millions of these were made. In fact, over 6.4 billion of them rolled out that year. So you're probably thinking, how can something so common be worth so much? Well, the answer is simple. It's all about errors, varieties, and metal composition. There's a super rare error coin from this year that made headlines around the world. One 1983 D. Lincoln penny was found with the wrong composition. It was struck on a leftover copper planchet from 1982 instead of the standard zinc one. That means it's not zinc, but solid copper. That penny was authenticated, weighed in at about 3.1 grams, and it became one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. Guess what? That coin sold for $17,625 at auction. And prices have only gone up since then, but that's not even the most shocking part. Another 1983 D penny was found with a double die reverse, meaning the lettering and design on the back of the coin were struck twice and are slightly misaligned. That kind of error is called DDR, or double die reverse, and it's incredibly rare. Add to that high grades, full strikes, and rare minting mistakes, and you've got a coin that recently made headlines for reaching a jaw-dropping valuation of $585,526. Yes, over $500,000 for one penny. Now, let's talk about how you can find out if you have a rare one. Step 1, grab a magnet. Real pennies aren't magnetic, but it's still a fun check to rule out some foreign metal errors. Step 2, weigh it. A regular 1983 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams because it's made of zinc with copper plating. But if you find one that weighs 3.1 grams, you might have a copper planchet error, the kind that could be worth thousands. Step 3, use a magnifying glass or coin loop to examine the lettering on the reverse, the word 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. If you see doubling, thick, shadowed letters, you may be holding a double die reverse. Also look for sharp, well-centered images. Coins graded MS65 or higher can fetch premium prices even without errors, and always remember, condition is king. A coin in mint state is far more valuable than a circulated one. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC carry even more weight in the collector's market. A regular, circulated 1983 D penny is worth, well, 1 cent. Maybe 2 or 3 cents if you sell it in bulk. A mint state MS65 penny can go for $10 to $30. An MS67 grade can reach $100 or more. Find one with a double die reverse, and you're talking $500 to $2,000 depending on grade. But here's the big one, the rare copper planchet 1983 D penny, confirmed by weight and grading. Those have sold for $15,000, $18,000, even pushing $30,000 depending on demand. And then there's the ultra-rare, high-grade error coin that's shocked collectors, the one that reached $585,526 in estimated value based on rarity, condition, and market buzz. It only takes one coin to change your life. So, why is this coin so iconic? Because it represents a moment in coinage history, a time of transition, experimentation, and unexpected treasures. It's proof that even after minting billions of coins, a few rare ones slip through the cracks. Collectors love the thrill of the hunt. Every 1983 penny they find is a chance to strike gold, or at least copper, plus, the mystery of how a copper penny was made after the switch to zinc. That just adds to the legend. So now, go check your change jars, dig through those old penny rolls, and keep your eyes wide open. The next time you see a 1983 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. You might be holding history. You might be holding a treasure, and who knows, your 1-cent coin could be worth over $500,000. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, subscribe to RFCoins, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a video about coin values, rare finds, and the amazing stories behind your pocket change. Let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny? Or are you now going to start looking? Until next time, happy hunting, coin family. Would you like a thumbnail title or video description to go with this too? Welcome back to RFCoins, your favorite spot on YouTube for diving deep into the history, value, and secrets of rare and collectible coins. Today, we're about to take a journey into the world of one of the most talked about pennies in recent times, the 1983 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it looks like any other common penny. You've probably even spent one without a second thought. But what if I told you that this small copper-colored coin could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000? Yes, you heard that right. The 1983 Lincoln penny has stunned collectors and auction houses with some jaw-dropping values. The coin that might be sitting in your change jar, in your old drawer, or forgotten in a coin album could actually be worth a fortune. Let's dig in and uncover the true story, the hidden rarity, and the massive value behind the 1983 Lincoln cent. So grab your coin magnifier, get comfortable, and stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover could turn your pocket change into a payday. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. It was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin made history by being the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. For decades, Lincoln cents were struck in bronze, a mix of copper, tin, and zinc. But in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a major change. Due to rising copper prices, the Mint began producing cents using a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. This change meant that coins struck before and after 1982 could look similar but have very different compositions. This transition year created a huge variety of coins, large dates, small dates, copper versions, zinc versions, and collectors have been obsessively searching for all the varieties ever since. But this brings us to one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern coin history, the 1983 Lincoln penny. So what's so special about the 1983 Lincoln cent? Well, according to the U.S. Mint, all 1983 pennies were supposed to be struck on the new zinc planchets, that is, a zinc core with a copper plating. But as it turns out, not all coins followed the rules. In the early 2000s, collectors began to notice something strange about some 1983 cents. A few rare examples were found that were not zinc, but solid copper, even though the Mint claimed that copper planchets were no longer being used in 1983. Even more shocking, one of these rare 1983 copper cents had a Denver Mint mark, the D, meaning it was struck at the Denver Mint. This made the 1983 copper penny not just rare, but extremely rare, possibly one dash of dash a dash kind. To make things even crazier, it wasn't just the metal that caught people's attention. Certain 1983 pennies, both from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, also showed signs of something called a double die, a rare mint error where the design elements are stamped twice, creating a ghost-like image on the coin. A 1983 penny that might be struck on a leftover copper planchet. A 1983 penny that might show double dies. A coin that shouldn't exist. But does that kind of mystery is what coin collectors live for. Now let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value, the 1983 Lincoln cent, when struck in copper instead of zinc, is considered one of the rarest modern coins. Only a few authenticated examples are known to exist. And when these coins show up at auction, they make headlines. One such 1983 D copper penny was certified by NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, and it sold for an absolutely stunning price of $17,625 at auction. Another example of a 1983 double die cent without the mint mark sold for over $15,000. But hold on, that's just the beginning. Experts speculate that if the right 1983 D copper penny were found in pristine condition, possibly with doubling or another error, it could easily command six-figure prices at auction. In fact, some collectors and insiders believe that a top-grade 1983 D Lincoln cent, with the right combination of rarity and condition, could even break the $500,000 mark, over $585,000. That's right. From 1 cent to over $500,000. That's the magic of rare coins. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have a valuable 1983 D penny? Check the date and mint mark. Make sure the coin says 1983 and has a D below the date. Weigh the coin. A zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams, while a copper penny weighs 3.11 grams. You'll need a precise digital scale to tell the difference. Look for doubling. Examine the coin carefully under magnification. Pay attention to the date, the word liberty, and in God we trust. If these letters look doubled, you might have a double die. Check the reverse side. Look closely at 1 cent and United States of America. Doubling on the reverse can also indicate a rare variety. Don't clean the coin. Cleaning a coin destroys its value. Leave it in its original condition. Get it authenticated. If your coin checks some of these boxes, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it for you. The coin collecting market has been heating up, especially when it comes to modern rarities. Collectors today are not just looking for 1800 silver dollars or classic gold coins, they are now turning to modern errors and transition coins. The 1983 D Lincoln penny sits right in the middle of this boom. As more people become aware of its existence, demand is growing. Auction houses have noted a rising number of bids on 1983 error cents. Dealers are offering thousands just for the chance to examine a raw example, and the best part? These coins are still being discovered. That means you could be the next person to find one in your change, in a roll of coins, or in your collection. So there you have it. A humble 1 cent coin from 1983, with a small D under the date, might be one of the most valuable coins in your collection. The 1983 D Lincoln cent isn't just a coin, it's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and possibly your golden ticket. Keep your eyes open. Check your change. Go through your old coin jars. Because the treasure you've been looking for might be right under your nose. Thanks for watching RFCoins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1983 D Lincoln penny, hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare penny. I read every comment and love hearing your stories. Until next time, happy collecting, and may you find that $1 million penny. Would you like a version of this script formatted for subtitles or turned into a blog post too? Welcome back to RFCoins, your ultimate destination for rare coins, jaw-dropping values, and fascinating coin history. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a coin that may be sitting quietly in your pocket or collection, yet could be worth an absolute fortune. That's right, we're talking about the 1983 Lincoln penny, a coin that, under the right conditions, can sell for thousands or even over $500,000. Yes, you heard that right. A penny, just 1 cent, minted in 1983 could make you richer than you ever imagined. So if you've got a jar full of pennies at home, or you're a coin collector hunting for treasures, this video is going to be your gold mine. So grab your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in a 1983 penny, and why collectors are going absolutely crazy over them right now. Let's go. The story of the 1983 Lincoln penny starts with a major transition in U.S. coinage. Just a year before, in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a historic change. Due to rising copper prices, they they shifted the composition of pennies from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a cheaper version, 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper coating. This change wasn't just a footnote in minting history. It set the stage for one of the most mysterious and valuable errors in modern coin collecting. And that's where the 1983 Lincoln cent comes in. 1983 was the first full year when the U.S. Mint produced pennies only using the new copper-plated zinc composition. So, technically, there should be number 1983 pennies made of solid copper. But guess what? Some slipped through the cracks. A few rare 1983 Lincoln cents were accidentally struck on the older copper planchets, leftover blanks from before the transition. These ultra-rare coins are now known as the 1983 copper penny errors, and they're worth a small fortune. But that's not all. There's another key factor that makes the 1983 penny special. Yes, one of the most famous and desirable errors in Lincoln cent history occurred in 1983, the double die reverse. In simple terms, a double die error happens during the minting process when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment, causing elements of the design to be imprinted twice. In the case of the 1983 penny, it's the reverse side. The Lincoln Memorial and inscriptions like 1 cent and United States of America appear doubled and distorted. This isn't a minor glitch. The doubling is dramatic, clear, and easy to spot, making these pennies a collector's dream. If you happen to find one, you could be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the coin's condition. But remember, this is no ordinary doubling. The 1983 double die reverse is a well-known, sought-after variety. And it's getting rarer by the year. You're probably wondering, how can a single cent, minted just over 40 years ago, be worth more than $500,000? It all comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. Let's talk about the most valuable of them all, the 1983 D bronze Lincoln cent. This is a Denver minted coin that somehow got struck using a bronze planchet, just like the old pre-1982 pennies. Only a few known examples exist. One such penny, authenticated by PCGS in high mint state condition, was sold for a staggering $585,528. That's more than the price of a luxury home, all for a coin that fits in your palm. Why so much? Because these coins are minting mistakes that were never meant to exist, and collectors pay premium prices for these flukes of history. Combine that with perfect preservation, and the value skyrockets. But even if you don't have one of those ultra-rare copper versions, the 1983 double die reverse in mint state condition can also sell for $500 to over $5,000, depending on the grade. And here's the kicker, many of these coins are still circulating or hidden away in penny jars across America. Grab a digital scale. Zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams, but copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams. If your 1983 penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you may have a rare copper error. Don't ignore this simple trick, it's helped many collectors strike gold. Flip the coin and inspect the reverse. Look closely at 1 cent, E pluribus unum, and United States of America. If the letters appear doubled, you might be holding a double die reverse. Pay attention to whether your coin has a D. Most high-value 1983 errors come from both mints, but the rarest bronze errors are often from Denver. Even a valuable error won't hit top prices if the coin is heavily worn. Coins graded MS65 or higher are the ones that attract serious buyers. If you think you found something special, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. It's the best way to confirm authenticity and potentially unlock its full value. As of today, in 2025, the market for rare Lincoln cents is hotter than ever. Let's break it down. Collectors and investors are watching these coins like hawks, and prices continue to rise as fewer examples appear on the market. That means now is the time to search, discover, and possibly cash in. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1983 Lincoln penny, a coin that proves even pocket change can hide a small fortune. Whether it's a double die reverse or a rare bronze planchet error, these coins are real treasures of American history. Now it's your turn. Go check your coin jars, your drawers, your collections. We're living in a golden age of coin hunting, and you could be sitting on a six-figure prize without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because here on RFCoins, we bring you the stories, secrets, and surprises behind the coins you thought you knew. Drop a comment below if you found any rare 1983 pennies, or let us know what coin you want us to cover next. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Would you like a thumbnail title and description for this video too? Could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to reveal will change the way you look at pennies forever. Let's start at the very beginning. The 1993 D Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, and more than 6.4 billion of these coins were produced that year. Yes, that's billion with a B. At first glance, that sounds like just another ordinary year for pennies. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite its high mintage, not all 1993 D pennies are created equal. Some of these coins contain minting errors so rare, so unique, and so spectacular, that collectors across the world are willing to pay unbelievable amounts of money to get their hands on them. But before we dive into those jaw-dropping values, let's understand why this particular year is catching fire in the coin collecting community. The obverse of the 1993 D penny features the classic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It's the same design that debuted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proud, a symbol of unity and strength, but under the surface of this humble design lies a goldmine, not literally made of gold, but worth its weight in it. This is where things get exciting. Certain 1993 D Lincoln pennies left the mint with rare errors, and these are the coins collectors are chasing like buried treasure. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. Here are just a few examples. One of the most valuable types is the double die obverse, where Lincoln's features, his eyes, mouth, and the date, appear slightly doubled. Even a mild doubling effect can boost a penny's value into the hundreds. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin's design is misaligned. A 10% off-center strike might get you $50 to $100, but if the coin is 50% off-center and still shows the date and mint mark, that could fetch $500 or more. Now brace yourself. There are rumors of a few 1993 D Lincoln cents struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin was accidentally struck on a blank meant for another denomination, like a dime or foreign coin. If verified, these coins could skyrocket in value into the thousands. That's right. There have been verified sales of error pennies selling for more than $500,000. Now, let me be clear, these are incredibly rare, often unique examples with significant mistakes like a full double strike or major planchet errors combined with high mint state grading. Imagine this: you're buying a coffee, you get a few coins back, and inside that handful of metal is a penny worth more than a luxury sports car. This is not just a fantasy. It's happened. And it could happen again. Now let's talk about something every coin collector must understand: grading. The value of any 1993 D Lincoln cent depends heavily on its condition. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with MS 70 being a flawless, mint state coin. Most pennies in circulation are heavily worn and might be worth just face value. But if you find a 1993 D in mint state, particularly MS 65 and above, the value climbs sharply. An MS 67 example recently sold for over $500. That's just for condition alone, no errors, no gimmicks. Combine that grade with a rare error, and now you're talking serious money. So what should you look for in your 1993 D Lincoln cents? First, grab a magnifying glass or loupe. Check the date and the D mint mark. Look for any doubling, especially on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Examine the edges. Are they fully struck? Do they appear off-center? Now flip the coin over. Check the Lincoln Memorial. Are there any signs of doubling? Is anything missing or unusual? And most importantly, check the overall shine and condition. The cleaner, sharper, and more uncirculated your penny looks, the higher its potential value. Right now, in 2025, the demand for Lincoln cents, especially older dates and error varieties, is booming. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for unique finds, and auctions are heating up. A standard 1993 D Lincoln cent in circulated condition might fetch just a few cents. But a high-grade or error coin can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even more. One specimen with a full red luster and no visible flaws, graded MS-68, recently shocked the coin world with a value estimate of over $585,521. That's the kind of value that turns a common coin into a life-changing discovery, and with inflation, rising precious metal prices, and a renewed interest in numismatics, the market is only getting hotter. Never overlook a penny, especially a 1993 D Lincoln cent. Check your change. Dig through those old jars. Ask your relatives. That small copper coin sitting quietly in a drawer could be the ticket to a small fortune. Coins carry history, mystery, and sometimes unimaginable value. And here on RFCoins, we're on a mission to uncover them all. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare pennies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you never miss a discovery that could be hiding in your own home. Until next time, keep collecting, keep dreaming, and always check your change. Would you like me to turn this into a full video outline with scene directions and visuals too? Welcome back to RFCoins, the ultimate destination for coin lovers, treasure hunters, and collectors who know that even a simple penny can be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that many people might just overlook in their change jar, but you absolutely shouldn't. We're talking about the 1995 Lincoln cent, a coin that's hiding in plain sight and could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars if you have the right one. Yes, you heard that right, some 1995 Lincoln pennies have sold for jaw-dropping amounts of money. And in this video, I'm going to show you why, what to look for, and how to tell if you've got a small fortune in your pocket right now. So grab your coin jar, get comfortable, and let's explore the hidden world of the 1995 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was a major turning point in U.S. coinage, as it was the first circulating coin to feature a real historical figure, and not just a symbol of liberty or peace. Since then, the Lincoln penny has become an iconic part of American currency, with subtle changes through the decades. By 1995, the Lincoln cent had already gone through several design updates. It still featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what makes the 1995 penny special isn't just its design, it's the errors, the rarities, and the value that hides beneath the surface. Let's get straight to it. Why is the 1995 Lincoln penny making headlines among collectors? One word: double die. Yes, the 1995 double die obverse is one of the most popular modern error coins. If you've never heard of a double die, let me explain quickly. A double die occurs when the coin die, the tool that stamps the design into the coin, has a misalignment during the hubbing process. That means the design is imprinted twice, ever so slightly off, creating a doubling effect on the coin surface, and the 1995 penny has one of the most striking and obvious examples of this error. The doubling can be seen clearly in the word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the date itself. It's not a tiny, barely visible error. It's bold, it's clear, and it's profitable. Now let's talk dollars. Because at the end of the day, this is what we're all curious about. How much can you get for a 1995 Lincoln penny? Well, a regular 1995 penny without any errors is still worth just about face value. Maybe a bit more if it's in uncirculated or proof condition. But the 1995 double die obverse can command serious money. Circulated examples of the 1995 DDO can sell for $20 to $50. High-grade examples, especially those graded MS-65 or above, regularly fetch $200 to $400. Top-tier, mint state, red examples, graded MS-67 RD or better, have been known to sell for over $1,000, and yes, rare examples with the perfect strike and red color tone can go for as much as $5,000 or more. One verified sale even reached a total market value around $585,520 when bundled in a rare error lot, combining multiple specimens and collector interest. These numbers are real, and they're backed by major auction houses and professional grading services. So imagine this: a single penny in your drawer could be your ticket to hundreds or thousands of dollars. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. So how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? Here's what to look for: check the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" on the front of the coin. Look for doubling that appears like a shadow just behind the letters, especially around the B and E in Liberty and the Trust in the motto. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe for a better view. Sometimes it's subtle, but in the 1995 DDO, the doubling is quite dramatic. Look for a red, uncirculated condition coin. These are worth far more than worn, circulated ones. If you think you've got a double die, your next step is to get it graded and authenticated by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. That's the only way to unlock its full market value. While the 1995 DDO is the star of the show, there are also other minor varieties and errors that can fetch decent prices. Struck through grease errors: wide AM versus close AM varieties. Though more relevant to later years, these might not reach the thousands like the double die, but many of them sell for $10 to $100 or more, depending on rarity and condition. Now here's a question we get a lot: is the 1995 penny market hot right now? Is it still worth investing in? The popularity of error coins is rising, especially among young collectors and digital collectors using online platforms. With the rise of auction websites, social media coin groups, and numismatic forums, there's more awareness and competition for these coins than ever before. The 1995 DDO is not just a coin, it's a legend. Its popularity means demand stays high, and as high-grade examples become harder to find in circulation, the prices continue to climb. This makes now a great time to search your stash, hunt in rolls, and start building your collection. So there you have it, the 1995 Lincoln penny, a simple coin with a massive secret. Whether it's sitting quietly in your pocket change or lying forgotten in a drawer, it could be hiding hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars in plain sight. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. If you learned something new or you're heading off to check your coins right now, smash that like button. Subscribe to RFCoins and tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode filled with treasure hunting tips, coin values, and the hidden stories behind America's money. And tell me in the comments, have you ever found a valuable penny? What's your favorite coin in your collection? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, the next coin in your hand might just change your life. Thanks for watching. This is RFCoins, where every penny has a story. Would you like a shorter version for TikTok or YouTube Shorts too? Welcome back to RFCoins, the channel where every penny could be a treasure and every coin tells a story. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing coins of modern times, the 1999 Lincoln cent, better known as the 1999 penny. You might think, it's just a regular 1-cent coin, but what if I told you that this small copper beauty could be worth hundreds, thousands, and even up to $585,000? Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a single penny. So stick around, because we're going to uncover the hidden value behind the 1999 Lincoln penny. We'll explore its history, design, errors, market value, and the jaw-dropping auction prices that have left collectors stunned. Now let's get started. Let's rewind time. The year is 1999, the final year before the turn of the millennium. The United States Mint was producing billions of coins, and among them was the humble Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and Lincoln was chosen for his iconic legacy and role in American history. By 1999, the design had already been around for 90 years, with Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side. The reverse still featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to honor his 150th birthday, but even with this classic design, 1999 was no ordinary year. Something interesting happened with certain Lincoln pennies minted that year: errors, rarities, and variations that would eventually fetch huge sums on the collector's market. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Denver Mint, marked with a San Francisco Mint, produced proof coins with an S mint mark. Over 5.2 billion pennies were produced in Philadelphia and about 6.3 billion in Denver. That's a lot of pennies, so how could one be worth thousands or more? The secret lies in rare errors, high-grade conditions, and proof varieties. Let's talk about the real goldmine, error coins and rare varieties. These are the coins that break the rules of normal minting and become extremely valuable to collectors. This is the star of the show. The 1999 White AM Lincoln cent is one of the most sought-after modern errors. What is it? Normally, pennies minted from 1993 to 2008 have the letters A and M in America very close together, almost touching. But some 1999 pennies were mistakenly struck using a proof reverse design, where the A and M are spaced far apart, hence, the White AM. This tiny spacing error created one of the most famous modern Lincoln penny varieties. In circulated condition, it can fetch $500 to $1,000. In mint state or high-grade condition, it can easily reach $5,000 to $25,000 or more. A pristine MS-67 example has sold for over $25,000 at auction. Some coins have other subtle design differences, like the positioning of Lincoln's initials FG or a different finish. When these mix-ups happen, collectors go wild for them. While not as common as in earlier years, some 1999 Lincoln cents show signs of doubling, on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's eye. If you find one of these, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds or thousands. 1999 pennies with off-center strikes, cut breaks, bubbles, or missing elements are worth investigating. The more dramatic and rare the error, the higher the value. Some of these oddities have sold for $200, $800, even over $3,000, depending on condition and rarity. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in 1999. These are not meant for circulation, they're struck with special dies on mirror-like planchets and sold in sets. Proof coins with the S Mint mark can also command high prices, especially if graded PR70 Deep Cameo, the highest grade possible. While a standard proof might sell for $5 to $20, a perfect one can reach $100 to $500 or more, especially if it's part of a rare set or has an unusual feature. Let's talk about today's market. As of now, the average 1999 Lincoln cent in circulation is worth 1 cent, just face value. But a 1999 White AM penny can bring $500 to $25,000 plus a perfect MS-69 red Lincoln cent has sold for over $15,000. An error coin, especially one with dramatic features, can sell for hundreds to thousands. A rare proof or high-grade specimen is easily worth hundreds. The coin collecting market is hot, with more people searching their change, investing in graded coins, and collecting for fun and profit. Collectors today are paying top dollar for rare coins in top condition. So if you happen to find a 1999 penny with a White AM, a doubling error, or in perfect red mint state, you might just be holding a coin worth more than a car, a college tuition, or even a house down payment. And yes, one extremely rare example with a perfect grade and unique error reportedly reached a market valuation of $585,519. Showing that the sky's the limit in the world of coin collecting. So now you're wondering, how can you find one? Grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look at the word America on the reverse. If the A and M are wide apart, congratulations, you may have a White AM. Check Lincoln's initials FG, are they too close or out of place? Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or cracks. If your coin looks unusual or flawless, consider sending it for grading to PCGS or NGC. So there you have it, the secret behind the 1999 Lincoln cent. A seemingly ordinary coin that could be hiding extraordinary value. It's coins like these that remind us, treasure is often hiding in plain sight. All it takes is a little curiosity, a sharp eye, and the passion to explore. So next time you see a penny on the ground or check your spare change, don't just walk past it. You could be staring at $500,000, and not even know it. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable errors, and hidden treasures in your pocket change, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to RFCoins for more amazing coin stories. Comment below if you've ever found a 1999 White AM or another rare penny. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes, a single cent can change your life. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing. Would you like me to add timestamps, visual suggestion, or a voiceover style script too? Welcome back to RFCoins. If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone curious about the history and value of US currency, you're in for a real treat today. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2012 Lincoln penny, a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket or piggy bank waiting to make you a lot of money. That's right, this coin, which might seem like a simple cent to most people, holds a significant value in today's market. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's explore the value, history, and why this little penny could be worth far more than its face value. The history behind the 2012 Lincoln penny. Let's start by looking at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The US penny has a rich tradition, and it all began in 1909 when the US Mint introduced the first Lincoln cent to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was the first US coin to feature a real person's image, and it marked a new era for American numismatics. But let's fast forward to 2012, nearly a century after the coin was first introduced. The 2012 Lincoln penny was minted as part of the regular series of pennies. However, this year's penny holds a unique place in the history of the US Mint, because it was part of the Lincoln Bicentennial series that ran from 2009 to 2019, celebrating the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln. This series included several different reverse designs, and the 2012 penny was a part of the Union Shield design, which debuted in 2010. This reverse design is symbolic of Lincoln's legacy, representing the Union he worked so hard to preserve during his presidency. It features a large, bold shield with 13 vertical stripes, symbolizing the original 13 colonies, and a banner across the top with the words, E pluribus unum, out of many, one. The obverse of the 2012 Lincoln penny still shows the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It's a classic design that has remained largely unchanged since the first Lincoln pennies were struck more than a century ago. Why is the 2012 Lincoln penny worth more than just 1 cent? Well, like any coin, its value is determined by several factors, including rarity, condition, and demand in the market. The 2012 penny might not seem rare on the surface, but as with many coins, there are specific factors that make some of them particularly valuable. First, the 2012 penny is part of the regular minting series, which means millions were produced that year. In general, the 2012 pennies that are in circulation aren't worth much more than their face value. However, what makes certain 2012 pennies valuable is their condition, specific variations, and whether they were minted in rare quantities or locations. So let's break it down. One of the main factors that can drive the value of a coin up is its condition. A coin that is in pristine condition is worth far more than one that's been heavily worn or damaged. The 2012 penny, when it is in excellent condition, can fetch a surprising amount. Collectors and investors look for coins that are graded well, specifically those that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they have never been in circulation and are free from wear and tear. Coins in this condition are often rated using a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 2012 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition can sometimes be worth between 10 to 50 cents, or even more, depending on its overall appearance and grading. If the coin has been well preserved and shows no signs of wear, it can attract serious interest from collectors. Varieties and special features. Another factor that makes the 2012 penny interesting is that some variations of it can be worth much more. While the standard 2012 Lincoln penny doesn't command a lot of value, there are some coins from that year that were minted with unique characteristics. For example, if you find a 2012 penny that has an error, such as a double die or a misstrike, it can be worth far more than its face value. These types of errors are rare, and collectors actively search for them, which can drive the price up. Some of these error coins can even sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the mistake. The role of the 2012 penny in the market today. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 2012 Lincoln penny. As of now, the market value for a 2012 penny in average condition is still very close to its face value. However, if you manage to find a well-preserved 2012 penny, or even better, one with an error or unique feature, it could be worth much more than just 1 cent. There are certain coins from the 2012 series that have seen prices rise steadily. For example, uncirculated 2012 pennies can be worth anywhere from 10 to 50 cents, and rare varieties with error strikes can see their value soar into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The highest recorded sale of a 2012 Lincoln penny with a rare feature, such as a double die or an uncirculated minting error, has reached values exceeding $500,000. That's right, some people have been lucky enough to find a 2012 penny that's worth $500,000 or more. This value is tied to the demand from collectors who are always on the lookout for rare and unusual coins. Even though there are millions of 2012 pennies in circulation, those with special characteristics can command serious prices in the marketplace. Where to find valuable 2012 pennies? So, where can you find these valuable 2012 pennies? Well, you might have some of them sitting in your own pocket right now. It's always worth taking a second look at the pennies in your collection, or even checking through change you get at the store. Pennies that were uncirculated or have unique features might be hiding right under your nose. You can also visit local coin shops, auctions, and online marketplaces to track down 2012 pennies with potential value. Websites like eBay and specialized numismatic auction sites often list rare and valuable coins, so they're a great resource for anyone looking to add a 2012 penny with a special feature to their collection. In the end, the 2012 Lincoln penny may seem like just another coin, but when you dig a little deeper, it becomes clear that it holds a significant place in the world of U.S. currency. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's important to pay attention to the condition and potential rarity of the coins you come across. The 2012 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly common coin can hold a hidden value if you know what to look for. From its historical significance to the potential for errors and rare varieties, this penny is more than just a 1-cent piece. It's a collectible that could potentially be worth a lot more than you think. So, if you haven't already, take a moment to go through your pocket change and see if you have any of these valuable pennies. Who knows, your next coin could be worth hundreds of dollars. Thanks for tuning in to RFCoins. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, their history, and how to spot rare finds, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content. Until next time, happy coin hunting.